Good afternoon. What a travel day I have lined up for today. 3 airports, multiple taxis, a long day across the region, and at the end of this video, I will be confronting a man who I got 50 million views with. Yes, when I arrived at my destination, I went viral. I got 50 million views on short form content from one man. Yes, one single individual. I went to the currency conversion place at my final destination to exchange some cash. Basically, at the end of my encounter with him, he grabbed my passport and slammed it on the table and told me to get out of here. Yes, a very, very rude welcoming to a country. So I'm going to confront him today and ask him why he slammed my passport on the table at the currency conversion place. Also, 3 airports, long day ahead of me. Let's get it going. Holy shit, there's a monk smoking right in front of me. So today's video is gonna be a Q&A style video. I'm gonna answer some questions and I'm gonna start it off with a banger. So the first question is, what was your most dangerous or sketchy travel experience? So about 3 years ago, I was in Krabi, Thailand. I was staying at a hostel, but I had a private bungalow. There was a bunch of private rooms and there was like a little shared dormitory area. Right before sunset, I went on a drive. I ended up at a beach bar and I had 2 beers with the owner, who was an Australian man, and he had a couple Thai local workers. What happened was, I had my beers, I went back to the hostel, went to bed, yada yada yada. There was a bunch of commotion around where I was staying. There was a few bars, restaurants, and hotels, bunch of police, a bunch of investigators and everything. What happened was, the owner, the Australian man, had a conflict or a dispute about the salary with one of the Thai workers. She went home crying to her husband. He came back to the bar and murdered him with a knife. Yes, true story. You can look it up on Google. I was right there when all that happened. And to be honest, I think I might have been one of the last people to have a beer with this man. Very sad. He's a very nice guy. He used to be a former Australian football player or rugby player. Yeah, that was one of the sketchy moments I had. I'm not sure how long late into the night it was, but I left probably around 7 or 8, and I think everything went down around 9 or 10 if I'm not mistaken, because she got off work and cried to her man. He came back and finished the job. So yeah, that was one of the most sketchiest travel experiences I've had. I've also had one more. I'll get to that when I get in through check-in. Okay, check-in completed. Let's go ahead and find the gate. One thing I absolutely love about Thai airports, very fast, very efficient. I got face scan uploaded so I can check in with my face. So before I go through security, I'll answer part 2 of that question. I had another very sketchy experience in the Philippines, in Makati. So I'd already been there for quite some time, but it was my brother's first night in the Philippines, in Makati. What happened was, we were walking to a restaurant in a nice area. Actually, Makati is well known for a nice area. It wasn't the Poblacion area, it was more of a nicer area. And basically, 2 young men, I would say probably in teens or early 20s, came up and approached us and tried to rob us and steal our stuff. We basically had to fight them off and fend them off. There were no punches thrown, but we definitely had to stand our ground and push them down. I remember at one point, I shoved the guy off the curb, he fell, and then they got really, really mad. Basically, me and my brother ran across the street and ran to the middle of the intersection where there was a traffic guard, traffic police guy escorting people, and that was that. They ran away. So yeah. 2 experiences, both in Asia, that were not the best. That doesn't mean these countries are not safe. They're very safe. I think these are just one-offs. There is absolutely no one here. Look at this, empty. You'll love it. Now the next question, has anything been stolen from me while traveling? I'll answer that when we get into the lounge. You're in the lounge, got some fried rice, a basic meal for a long adventure. You don't want to eat too much. So the question was, have I been robbed or anything stolen from me on my travels? No, not me, but my friends have. When I was with them, we were in Costa Rica. 2 of us went back to the hotel to rest. 2 of my other buddies went out that night. Anyways, my buddy got his chain stolen from him. And it's a pretty sad story because this chain was given to him by his cousin who passed away like 6 months prior. So me personally, I have not had anything stolen, but a friend of mine has. Also, me and my friends have this saying, it's officially not a trip until you lose something. Some egg noodles and meat. The next question is, do I travel alone or do I travel with a friend? Sometimes I travel with a friend, sometimes I travel solo. This particular trip, I'm traveling with someone. I'm not gonna reveal that person until later on in the video, just like I'm not gonna reveal the final destination. You guys will find out when we get there. But yes, sometimes I like to travel alone. It's a preference of mine, but other times it's also nice to travel with friends and to share these experiences together. Like when I'm traveling solo, you can do whatever you want, when you want, eat when you want, wake up when you want, go make videos when you want. But when you travel with other people, you kind of have to accommodate to them. Nothing is wrong with that. You have a great time together, and it's a good laugh with the boys when you're having beers in an Asian country in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, that's my take on traveling solo or with friends. Kapong kap, thank you. Flight's getting ready to board. I need to hurry up. So if you haven't guessed it already, currently in northern Thailand, heading out of the country, across the region. I don't know why I made that sound super dramatic. I'm gonna show you how this Face ID works right now. Epic fail, didn't even work. What a failure. So at check-in, I was able to register my Face ID. At security, it worked, but at boarding, it did not work. Epic failure. Next question from the bathroom on the plane. What has been the craziest transportation I've taken over my travels? Well, I've taken motorcycles, tuk-tuks, but the most craziest transportation by far are the buses in Sri Lanka. These guys are hammering, full throttle down the highway, overtaking nonstop. These buses will give you a nightmare. They will be giving you anxiety the whole time on the bus. It's absolutely insane. I don't recommend it, but if you want to get to your destination fast, go take a bus in Sri Lanka. That is the craziest transportation by far. I also took an overnight cargo ship ferry from Cebu to Manila. It was like a cruise ship, cargo ship. Let me know if you saw that video on YouTube. You can drop a comment if you liked that video. But yeah, that was pretty cool too. It was an overnight cargo ship from Cebu to Manila. It was like 28 hours, something like that. Not bad. Welcome to Suvarnabhumi in Bangkok. Also guys, not sponsored, but Trip.com is a lot better than Skyscanner or Kiwi.com, even Google Flights. Just my opinion. I've been using them the last few months. Trip.com, not sponsored, but go. Another question on this 3-hour layover is, where am I from and what is my favorite country? I think the favorite country question is pretty cliche, but I do like Thailand and I do like Sri Lanka. For food, I love Mexico. Mexican food is top tier. Also, Thai food is pretty amazing. So yeah, there's my favorite cuisines, my favorite countries, and I'm originally from California in the US. Sri Lanka, beaches. Thailand, beaches. Coconuts. Oh, how can you go wrong with chilling on a beach with a coconut in your hand? This is why I like these countries. There is a Pop Mart. Can someone please explain the fanatics with this Pop Mart trend? Everywhere I go in Asia, there's a Pop Mart. Every single mall. Pop Mart, Pop Mart, Pop Mart. I don't understand it. Someone please explain it. Pratikati, Visa, Kolkata. Here's the face scanner right here. Also, Thais love Krispy Kreme donuts. I have no idea what the fanatic is about it, but every time I'm flying from Bangkok to another city in Thailand, for example, Chiang Mai, everyone is always bringing Krispy Kreme donuts, like boxes of them. So please let me know what's up with the fanatics about that. Another very cliche question that was asked many times is, how many countries have you been to? Now, I know there are people who love to go to every country in the world. I am not that type of guy. I give mad respect to the people who actually do it, but that's not the type of travel I like. I kind of like the slow travel, go to 4 or 5 countries every year and kind of stay longer and experience it a little bit more like a local would. So I've been to somewhere in the high 30s. Now, I'm not gonna say, oh, I've been to 40, 50 countries, I've been to 27 countries. I don't like to brag. That's not the guy I am. I've been to 30 or so countries, give or take, almost 40. But yeah, that's my thought process on how many countries have you been to. Now, that being said, I do want to go explore more in the Middle East. Fortunately, right now, it's a little bit of a hot spot, but I have the itch for the Middle East. Shawarmas, hummus, that all sounds very, very delicious to me. And I'm looking forward to eventually going there later this year. Lounge number 2. Let's find a spot. Look at this feast we have in front of us. Khao Man Gai. If you've been to Asia, you definitely know what that is. And we have some macaroni salad, kind of sus. And then we have some braised chicken and a massaman curry on the same plate of rice. What am I doing? The best thing in Thailand, sing a beer. Now, before I get on the second flight of today, someone asked me, how did I get involved in traveling? What happened? How did I get started in traveling? So basically, I used to be working almost every day, 6 days a week. And the next question I'll answer is what my profession was before I started traveling and making videos. So basically, I went through a breakup during COVID times, or like right after COVID, I would say. But during COVID, I was watching travel videos all day, every day. And I didn't have like television in my house, like actually like home TV, like internet. I was just watching Netflix and YouTube. So basically, for a year or 2 years, I was watching travel YouTube all day after work, on my lunch breaks and everything. That's how I got involved in traveling. Eventually, when the breakup actually happened, I booked a one-way ticket to Cairo, Egypt, and started traveling. And then after that, I moved to a country for 7 months. Yes, the small little itty-bitty country of Georgia. I lived there for about 7-8 months. And then when winter came, I moved to Asia. And then when I got to Asia, I started making full-time travel videos, mostly short-form content. But as you see now, I'm making long-form content. So that's a story of how I got involved with making travel videos and how I started traveling. All right, another question is, what was my job? And that brings us to, what was my job before I started making full-time travel videos? Well, I used to be a flippin' Amazon delivery driver. Yes, I worked for Amazon for about 3 years. Then I worked for FedEx for about a year. Yes, driving those big FedEx trucks in rich areas, as you can say it. It's not the best job, but I did enjoy the freedom to not have a boss behind my back 24/7. But I tell you what, those holiday seasons were rough. Hot days in the California sun, delivering packages, even in the rain. Yeah, rain or shine or go home, that's what they used to say. So yeah, delivering sometimes 10 hours a day, 8 hours a day, non-stop in the California heat. Sometimes 300 packages a day, 350 packages a day, small alleyways, had to get the truck in between, up the hill, down a hill, U-turns, you name it. It was not fun, but I am grateful for those times because it makes me look back, like seeing the growth now makes me look back at it and say, wow, you know, this is my life now. I'm making travel videos, and before I used to be a Amazon delivery driver, FedEx delivery driver. Yeah, man, good times, and I'm glad it's over. So yeah, that just says it. If you have a dream, go ahead and chase it because you never know what can happen. Alrighty, here we go. We are boarding the flight to go to the city where the man slammed my passport on the table. He did it just like this. Oh, I don't have my passport with me. It's over here in my bag, but he went like this. Boom! And slammed it. I'll try and put a clip up for you guys so you guys can see, or tag the video. But yeah, we're going now. In about 3.5 hours, we'll be there, go through immigration, and then we're gonna go confront him and say, hey man, why'd you slam my passport on the table? Maybe we should ask him for the rate, the US dollar rate to the local currency. You'll find out where I'm going here in a second. Some of you have already probably put it together, but yeah, I'm excited. Let's go confront this man and see what he has to say. I'm sure he's seen the video, 50 million views, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everywhere. Let's go and find him. Copy. Copy. Checked in. Let's do it. Flight looks pretty empty, actually. Look at this. I gotta say, there's a very high chance I might get food poisoning from this country. Like a very, very high chance. It already happened once before. It might happen again. There's nothing I hate more than an airplane toilet. Man, especially going to the destination that we're going to. So this brings it to the question of what is my least favorite country? Honestly, if I say it, I'll probably get canceled by them in the comment section. So I'm gonna restrain from answering that question. Another question is, when am I gonna get a damn haircut? Yes, my hair is extremely long and I plan on getting one in a few days, so bear with me, please. Another question I had was, what movies do I like? Do I like action movies, fiction movies? I like action movies, I like war movies. Right now I'm currently watching War Machine, great movie, highly recommend. I love all those type of war type of movies. If you have any recommendations for me for war movies or action movies, drugs, robberies, drugs, anything like that, go ahead and leave them in the comments below and I'll jump right on it. The sink water right here is absolutely disgusting. Check this out. God damn. Well, we meet again, and I have really bad news. The hype that I just pulled off earlier is completely gone because I think I put that guy out of office. out of work. He's usually right here, and I think he's completely gone. So, man, 50 million views. I guess I put people out of work. He's jobless. Let me ask this guy if there's a SIM card or ATM. Hello, sir. Is there a SIM card? SIM card.
SIM card?
SIM card. No SIM card India.
SIM card.
ATM?
ATM, opposite parking.
Outside the airport?
Yes. No.
Oh.
This side.
Okay. Currency exchange?
Currency exchange, no.
But currency exchange here before, yeah? Before here?
Before here.
Oh, what happened?
I was at money exchange.
Yeah, money exchange.
Permission.
Gone. Cancelled?
Yeah.
Why cancelled?
Money problem.
Money problem. Oh, okay. I think I canceled them. Okay, thank you, sir. All right, thank you. So yeah, look, no ATMs, and the currency exchange office is out of service. He's gone. Canceled. Money problems, as the man said. So looks like we put him out of office. I'm kind of proud of that because he was rude and he gave me an extremely bad rate. But yeah, here we are in India again, guys, and my eSIM is not working. I'm using an Airlo eSIM, not working at all. I'm very disappointed right now. I gotta call my missus and tell her I landed, but obviously that's not happening. I gotta wait until I get to the hotel. The man said there are ATMs across the street. I already know that. It's kind of ridiculous. India, you gotta cater to tourists. Put the fucking ATMs inside the airport, get the SIM cards inside the airport, put a currency exchange in the airport, and stop the honking on the sidewalk. Come on, bro. Anyways, welcome to India. We're back. I'll see you in a minute. Someone asked me, what is my least favorite country? And how can I answer that correctly without saying the country out loud? I actually like it. India's full of friendly people, but it is a bitch to travel. I'll tell you that. Super hard to travel India, especially if you're a beginner. For me, I kind of have some experience under my belt, but yeah, not too bad luck. I'm gonna get swarmed like a fucking bee right here. No taxi.
No taxi.
No taxi yet. I need cash. ATM.
ATM.
Where?
ATM.
Okay. I do have to say though, the airport is pretty beautiful at night. Welcome to Kolkata, guys. Sean travels in India. This is what he does. Stays with his older brother over here. So what happened was, oh, big poppy, look at this bathroom. Wow. So anyways, I booked a suite, 50 bucks a night, airport hotel, no biggie. Sean over here booked a daytime use only, not knowing that he fucked up. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to host the homeless backpacker for one night in my hotel room until he figures out what he's gonna do. Here's his bed, there's mine. But yeah, look at this bathroom, guys. Look at this mega bathroom. Oh, baby. Steam shower coming up, toilet separate, $45 a night, $50 a night, $45 a night, something like that. Sofa, TV, the whole shebang. And you can even peek into someone when they're taking a shower. Lovely. Welcome to India, guys. Dhanyavad. Thank you so much. Good night. Good night. Holy shit. Dealing with that eSIM was ridiculous, guys. Usually I'm a big fan of eSIMs actually, but overall I prefer the fucking normal SIM card that I can buy at the airport and just put it in and I have great local connection. But yeah, eSIMs are just hit or miss lately. I've struck out twice now with Airlo. This is not a diss on Airlo. I actually think something is wrong with the settings on my phone. I've been using the same phone for years. eSIMs have been all over this phone. I think maybe there might have been too many SIMs activated on this phone and it's hard to delete them all. Like I tried to delete them all and it's not letting me. Anyways, that is all squared away. I finally got connected on one network. I'm not gonna let you know what it is because maybe they're gonna sponsor me. Anyways, so to answer the final question, guys, how many times have I got food poisoning from street food? Yes, quite a few times actually, as you can imagine from what I eat. I was hospitalized twice last year. One time in Delhi and another time in Chiang Mai with severe food poisoning in Delhi. As you can imagine, Delhi belly, not fun. When I was home in the US, I did a full body health checkup. I was insured, great, thank you. Always get insurance, by the way, because both times that I was hospitalized, Chiang Mai and in Delhi, insurance paid the whole shebang. They paid for everything. In Chiang Mai, private hospital, Amazing care, amazing nurses and doctors, if you know what I mean. They paid for everything. So yeah, that was good. Always make sure you have travel insurance. When I was in Delhi, I made a video about me eating street food and local food. I got food poisoning from one of those mango shakes or one of those chicken tikka masala, whatever the hell it was. Not fun. One of the worst travel experiences I had in my life. It was coming out both ends, too much information, I know, but it was 2 a.m. and I needed to get to a hospital. I knew I had insurance, so I wanted to go. I literally was like, I want to go, I want to feel better, need to get an IV pumping in me. The story is, I call the Uber takes me to the hospital 10 minutes away. The hospital is closed. They have a little shack out, not like a shack, they have a room outside and the security guard is outside. So I talk to the security guard, hey, hospital. He calls the nurse to come down. The nurse comes down, starts talking to me, sits me on the bed, takes my vitals, basically says, yeah, I think you have food poisoning, but this hospital is too small. There's mosquitoes flying around everywhere. Like I was like gonna get dengue while on the hospital bed. He suggests I go to another hospital, which is about 20 minutes away. It's a little bit better and bigger and 24-hour care. It's time for me to go. I can't keep anything down. I'm literally vomiting outside this little shack. And my Uber app is working, but there's no drivers available. So finally, the nurse and the security guard helped me flag down a tuk-tuk in the middle of the road. It's like stray dogs everywhere. It's just hectic. So I get in the tuk-tuk. We have to drive 15, 20 minutes. The tuk-tuk stalls multiple times. Meanwhile, I'm vomiting. Like, yes, I know too much information, but you clicked on the video, so here we are. Anyways, I finally get to the hotel. The staff takes care of me right away, but I'm in a shared emergency room type of setting. Luckily, there's a curtain, but outside that curtain, there's blood on the wall. There's people vomiting, like myself. There's a lady screaming. The bathroom has blood in it too. It's very, just think about it. India, Delhi, 3 a.m., local hospital. This is my only choice. The nurses, they're all from like Northeast India. They're Asian, but they're Indian. They look like Asians. And they took care of me very well, spoke perfect English. They got an IV pumping in me, did some blood work. They're like, yeah, you have an infection. We suggest you stay overnight. And I was like, well, it's already 3 a.m. Of course, I'll stay till the morning. But results came back and they wanted me to stay the following day. But by 7 a.m., 8 a.m., I was already feeling better. That's why you need travel insurance, guys. An IV, a simple IV, can get you feeling 100% better. Basically, they wanted me to stay the whole following day. I said, no. I booked my flight on the hospital bed. Yes, I was sitting there. The doctor came in. He said, you need to stay one more day. I was like, no, I'm booking my flight right now. And then when they saw my ticket, they got me out of there. Anyways, they gave me a bunch of medication, bunch of everything, and the insurance covered everything. And I was on my way back to the land of smiles, Thailand. And a few hours later, I was chilling, relaxing, and feeling a lot better just from one simple IV. Long story short, a few months later, I go back to my home country, the US. I do a stool test. The stool test comes back with overgrowth of bacteria. It's not necessarily a parasite, but it's overgrowth of bacteria. The doctor labeled it as a small parasite. Antibiotics, that's all taken care of, but that is how I got sick in India. And I will always be doing a full body checkup every 6 months now, just because of the way I travel. I'll be doing a stool sample every 6 months just to make sure I'm in the clear. That is the story of how I got food poisoning in India, and I will always be doing health checkups because of that. That is how I became an Amazon driver to a food vlogger. And I can't thank you guys enough, because honestly, I'm living my dream. So thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, I will probably be doing a Q&A style video every now and then. You know, I'm not saying like every month, but maybe every few months I'll do a Q&A style video. With that being said, we have India to tackle. We are on a mission to find the most famous street vendor and go at him hard. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.